Hi, my name's David Albea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Our church has been a polling place since the inception of satellites. We have never, ever had a problem of any kind. Originally, over the years, signs weren't put up at all till election day out of respect for the church and not just our church, but all churches. That was the way it did. And then on election day, of course, they put them everywhere they wanted, except on the hill. We never had them spread all across the front of our church. If you know, our church is at Cross and Scatterfield, the one on the hill there. And they've never been there. So, and we leave them there till next day after the election. Then I pick them up and I put them against the building, and we leave them there till Saturday. And if nobody's come and got them by Saturday, then we take the wires and give them back to either party or whatever. So, but with that said, I text her that morning and said, well, could you please come and remove your signs from the hill out of respect for the church? I think I gave you copies of all of our text messages at that time. Okay. That, and she, I did not yell at her. Actually, we never talked at all till that afternoon about 4 o'clock. And she did say she would mow the church lot because I quit. There were so many cars. I didn't want to get any grass on the cars. And so after I found out that I had damaged her signs, I offered to you, I said, if you bring them back to the church, I will clean them and make them right. I believe if you'd soaked the grass instead of just scraping it off like that, it probably would have come off. And so, but I know my name's not on the contract, but I am a trustee of the church and I take care of the grounds, and that's why I was there. And the morning in question, I was there at 7:30 in the morning thinking I could beat everybody from getting all their signs in the way and I could mow. But they'd already, Nicole and they'd already been out and put all their signs up everywhere. Also in this thing that we just saw said I damaged their flag. That is not true. We never touched the flags. I might have ran over the signs. I sure wouldn't have ran over the flag. So, but I really, I don't know what to say. I mean, you've got all the information we had. I mowed them and I have. Also, there is to run off to the shoot question. There was the following Sunday spots put out to where they knew not to go past them. So we took care of that. But I guess I don't have 5 minutes to talk.
I'm going to read this. Is that okay?
Sure. That's what it's
saying. I'm not sure that this is what you've given us is correct.
Right.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you real quick.
Why don't you read it?
My daughter-in-law pulled this off for me. I don't have the electronics intelligence to do all that, so she did that. And this is exactly what was on the phone. And,
why don't you read it?
What? All of it?
It's only about 4 pages. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
It's 7:34 a.m. Like
yeah, on Monday morning, I said, could you please? I'm sorry.
What are these? These are text messages.
These are text messages. This came off of my phone, and I said, it said, could you please remove your signs in front of the church? It would be appreciated by the staff. And then her first answer was, maybe you guys should not be a polling place. I will contact the election room when it opens. There is absolutely no rules for the signs. You wouldn't have harassed Callahan if you wouldn't have harassed Callahan for the past 3 months. I might not be so defiant. It's election. Every polling place in Indiana has them in front of the building. Again, there's the question. I said you could put them anywhere you wanted, up and down our driveways, clear out to Cross Street, clear out to back Scatterfield, but just not in front of the church out of respect for the church. She said, I'm calling the election room when it opens. And then I said, put them anywhere else. What authority do you have to tell me to remove our signs? I didn't tell you. I asked you nicely and haven't touched a thing. You can leave the flags. Of course I can leave the flags. I would ask the same of any other candidate. We have been polling place ever since. Never, ever before have we had any problem like this. And she said something about 24. I have no idea what she's talking about there. Because most candidates have them scattered on properties. They don't have enough signs at polling places.
Go
I really need to write.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, well, somehow she went off on a tangent about how many pedophiles attend your church. Quite a few. I believe one of them is in the pastoral role. If you can let Democrat pedophiles or rapists attend your church and be pastors and ministers, then those signs are the least of your problems. I said, God forgives all sinners, even you and me. Have a blessed day. We kept going from there. Trying to make sure I'm reading right.
I thought, did you not ask or say, I will clean them up for you?
Let me see. I think
I saw that in there somewhere.
He offered it. I just hope you guys do that.
Yeah,
He offered to clean them after the fact, after I'd already made a big stink about it, but it was too late. We were in mid-school of the election. So I had to get stuff done. Sometimes after.
that was on Monday, and I said if you couldn't bring them back, I'll clean. I'm sorry, I don't even know why. I have no idea where I stopped.
Okay, so you have 4 questions.
Well, maybe, David, when you were mowing, did you know that you were getting grass?
No. We have one of those, the big red ones that you see, and I know the chute was down, so I wouldn't try to blow grass everywhere. But again, I was doing it at 7:30 in the morning to try to beat everybody's signs out there. And like I said, we've been a polling place for ever since the inception.
David, these signs that we're talking about, they're on church property, is that correct? Yeah. And how long have you been the maintenance crew, part of the maintenance crew for the church?
Oh, I don't know. I'm full-time now, but 3 or 4 years.
Okay, so this is the first election cycle you've gone through where you were hanging around the signs?
Yeah.
And how long have you been a member of the church? Approximately.
Okay. About 19 years now.
Okay. And have you been aware of your membership in the church of any other similar campaign sign issues with the church?
No, we're not. And again, it wasn't the signs per se. It was in the front, rolling around the front of it. Up and down the driveways and entryways and down on Scatterfield. She had a bunch, or had some down there with the flags. That was fine. It was just in front of the church that we asked her to move them.
Would you have asked any person to move?
Yes, I would have. But nobody, and again, we've done this since the inception of it. We've never had anybody at any time put signs out there on the hill. They've always been up and down the driveways and the entryways to go in.
Jeff, let me ask you this. In order for this to be an election concern, he has to show that he had intent to do something to an election sign, correct?
Right. He facing the sign on purpose.
On purpose. There has to be
With
intent
yeah.
that he would try
Then
to.
we could make findings of fact indicating that. And of course, we're not an enforcement mechanism here. We refer things.
Right.
And so we can make findings of fact and refer those to an enforcement authority.
Okay.
And wait, I say one other thing for the record.
If an intent, then why would you offer to move you offered to wipe them down? So I don't see how there's intent to hurt the sign.
we've got an issue too. Technically, these signs were on private property.
Right,
If someone, it's no different than if someone stuck your least favorite candidate, in your, now that's a little bit different because they're a polling place, but it still doesn't change their property rights
Mhm.
on what they can do with the property.
it's a problem.
And so that comes into play. Even if you find the intent to do that, you got to go beyond and say you didn't have a right to do it in the first place.
Right,
Both of them are tough hurdles.
I did have one other thing if possible. The part about the pedophile, to my knowledge and our pastor's knowledge, who's been there since September, none of that is true.
With my cousin.
And so the pastor, I think, had a conversation for the record that with Tim about not being a polling place next year because of that.
right.
But we talked her down off the ledge, and we still. The other thing I think is important to know that if I understand the vote tabulations at the end of every election, we've been number 1 or 2 to the courthouse because it's a nice place to stop. You just run on out north, go home, to Ellick, wherever. And so I'm sorry that you have to do this, but I have one. I hope you don't judge our church or any church by 1 or 2 people. Because if you did, you might judge all veterans by 1 or 2 people.
Let me ask you a question, because I'm not sure about this.
Okay?
I had people send me a couple of things, and I was trying to find out. I was going to call Payless. Was it your area or Payless where the complainant was screaming about this, about pedophiles, and they hate veterans, they hate combat veterans? Was that the church?
Had nothing. It must have come from Payless. We have not any knowledge that I know of.
Okay,
Anybody from our church.
Payless, okay.
There's a video, I sent it to you.
So
I did not say that I hate combat veterans.
You said the
And I
church
don't like
did.
pedophiles.
The church hates combat.
And I didn't yell.
So,
At the church. There was no yelling.
do you have-
I was in a chaos.
anything else?
No, that's all. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, Linda, would you like, is there anything?
I don't have anything else. Go
Well, I was
ahead,
gonna
Tim.
ask Jeff here,